Feel what I'm saying? Now listen, man, you could tap in or you could tap out. But you know my slogan, you know what I suggest, and I suggest you tap in. So let's get right into it. Now you already know time, energy, the highest forms of currency, my G. I know they got you out here chasing the bag, chasing that money and chasing that paper, stacking that cheese, that cheddar, and that mozzarella. But always keep it in the front of your mental Rolodex. That time and energy are the highest forms of currency, my G's, at all times. Is what it is and it'll be what it's going to be. Now, big salute to all my day one investors, everybody that's highly invested in the channel, everybody that understands that we are growing this channel organically, constant elevation. Yeah, we on our way to the top, well over 50,000 subscribers, and we on our way to 60K, my G's, all right? Even bigger salute to all my newcomers, all my new subscribers, everybody that's making their way to the Realest channel on YouTube. Yours truly, Grown Man Business TV, is what it is and it'll be what it's going to be, all right? Now, do me a favor, my G's. Wipe off your feet before you step into the big house. You understand me? Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Make sure your notification bells are ringing loud and clear every time you step foot in the Realest channel on YouTube. Yours truly, Grown Man Business TV. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. You know how I'm giving it up, and you absolutely know how I'm putting it down, my G's. Now, listen, man. I got a lot of people in the DM. You feel what I'm saying? Yo, GMB TV, what's your perspective on the situation with T.I. and 50 Cent? You know, what's your thought process on everything that's going on between T.I. and 50 Cent? And, you know, I got to say, man, it is absolutely nasty work. It's nasty work that instead of these dudes just getting in the booth, keeping it hip hop, keeping it for the culture, is going to these extremes. All right. Now, 50 Cent has announced that he will be dropping a documentary on surviving T.I. and Tiny. Absolutely nasty work. Is what it is and it'll be what it's going to be. You know, T.I. and 50, they've been going back and forth. You know, the Hustle family, they back 50 Cent into a corner. You know what I mean? They got 50 Cent, you know, with his back against the wall, and the only thing he could think to do is drop a documentary. Okay? Now, we're going to talk about this because it get deep, it get wicked, and it's always deep in a rap. But I want to be the first one to say this. I want to be the first one to connect the dots for everybody out there watching that this is corny. You know what I'm saying? I never thought I'd see the day where 50 Cent, the G Unit leader, would you know, avoid getting in the booth to make music, to drop documentaries in exposing, you know, illegal situations. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's crazy. And 50 Cent, where I'm from, has always stood for 5-0, the police, the federales. You understand what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie, man. You know, Curtis Jackson, 50 Cent is living up to that moniker. 50 Cent, the police, the feds, you know what I mean? Making these documentaries, trying to, I don't know if you're trying to get them a case or you trying to get them, we'll talk more about that. But I want to be the first one to say that 50 Cent has become the industry's biggest cornball. Yeah, real corny. Yeah, I'm talking corn on the cob. All right? Now, one thing for sure, two things for certain. We got to bait the algorithm. This is what they want us to talk about. So we're going to do exactly what we're supposed to do. Exposing the higher ups and the elites, even when we talking about these puppets. All right, so you already know, man, before I give y'all this pure dope straight off the brick into the bottles, before we go any further, I got to do some customizations to the chat. Yeah, the higher ups and the elites are playing chess at the highest level. The higher ups and the elites are always trying to muffle the message, you know, shadow ban the channel. The higher ups and the elites understand that Grown Man Business TV is an absolute threat to the establishment. Not only am I a threat to the establishment, but the revolution will be televised right here in these YouTube streets. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. All right. 50 Cent has announced and made it known and took it public on social media about a documentary that he is working on. And, you know, when it comes to TIP and Tiny, he's gonna, you know what, we're gonna talk about this. Big salute to the chat. Hey, look, man, hit the like button and all that when y'all come in here. You know, when are we going to stand up and just make it known of how corny this type of activity is? Yeah, nasty work. New York, man, y'all, you know, I'm looking for New Yorkers to you know, be biased, to make excuses. Y'all already know how y'all gonna do. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it into my own hands and handle this the proper way. 50 Cent has officially become the biggest corn on the cob in the industry. Nasty work, man. Big salute to the chat. Y'all already know, man. We gonna do what we do midday. You know what I mean? I've been going late night and the higher ups. They've been playing with the algorithm. They've been playing with the numbers. So we going midday. You know what I mean? Big salute. I see y'all in here. Hit the like button and all that. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Bam. You see that right there at the bottom of the chat. Right there. Right there at the bottom. Right there at the bottom of the chat. Before you get in here with your Twitter fingers, using your Twitter fingers to do all the Twittering with your Twitter fingers, all the Twittering in the comment section, using your Twitter fingers to do what the Twitter fingers like to do. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and make sure your notification bells are ringing loud and clear every time you step foot in the realest channel on YouTube. Yours truly, Grown Man Business TV, is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. All right? Now, let's get into this, man. 50 Cent has taken to Instagram, as he's known to do. Oh, 50 Cent got those Twitter fingers, and he get to twittering and commenting and texting and posting with them Twitter fingers. And he went to Instagram and he says he's working on a documentary called Surviving T.I. and Tiny. You understand what I'm saying? And he is going to do more damage with this documentary than any battle rap. He's going to make sure that he does damage with this documentary. And I don't know, it just don't sit well with me. You know, 50 Cent, G-Unit, as a record label, as a squad, as a crew, has opted out to making documentaries about fellow rappers or their ops. And not just any type of documentaries. I'm talking about, you know, the type of documentaries that'll get you locked up. Yeah. The type of documentaries that'll get cases reopened. I mean, I'm talking absolutely nasty work at the level of police work that's taking place. Okay? And, you know, we're gonna get into this. Because it get deep, it get wicked, and it's always deep in the rap. And I'm telling you, they always let you know, never throw stones at a glass house. And 50 Cent is living in a glass house. And I'm going to give my perspective on this situation. But to see 50 Cent have more Twitter fingers than Meek Mills, to see 50 Cent on social media with the Twitter fingers more than Meek Mills, I mean, I never saw this coming. I never thought I'd see the day where G-Unit is ducking smoke. G-Unit is ducking wreck. You know, G-Unit don't want to get in the booth and drop tracks and go back and forth and keep it hip-hop and keep it culture. But G-Unit has elevated to police work. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Harlem, I see you in the chat. Yeah, salute to everybody locked in. Hit the like button when y'all come in here. But I'm just saying, though, regardless of the crime, because I don't condone those type of crimes. I'm not with none of that. But regardless of the crime, you ain't supposed to be doing no police work. You ain't, in our culture, you ain't even supposed to tell on the actual police. You get labeled a snitch if you tell on the police. So one thing for sure, two things for certain. We not gonna act like these documentaries ain't a way for them people to, yeah. Come on, 50. Yeah, nasty work, Curtis. I think it's disgusting. All right? Now, one thing for sure, two things for certain, man. I got the receipts. I don't go nowhere without the receipts. I don't step out the house without the receipts. I keep the receipts in my back pocket. I got the receipts. Okay? So to everybody in the DM, y'all seem really excited. Y'all seem really happy, and I'm here to tell you that this right here is nasty work. And I don't know who's riding with 50. I'm not sure who's in control of his PR. I'm not sure if it's anybody that can reach 50 Cent. But if I was close to 50, I would tell him like, hey, bro, listen, nasty work. What G-Unit has come to. Yeah, you boys is looking real fishy out here. And we gonna speak to that. We're gonna speak directly to that. I'm going to give y'all my perspective tonight. Big salute to the chat. Let's start right here with this receipt. You know what I'm saying? I want to give y'all some context, and I want to give y'all, a synopsis on what's going on in case you're not, in tune with Instagram, you not on social media. I want to give you I want to give you a foundation of where we at right here. And then we're gonna get deeper into this. You know what I mean? And trust me, I got some, I'm gonna give 50 his props on certain things. Okay? Now let's get right into this. Big salute to the chat. Hit the like button. It's a filthy game right now, man. It is nasty work in the direction that the hip hop culture has gone in, where you got dudes not even wanting to get in the booth, but they are actually dropping documentaries on illegal activity, whatever it is, and giving it to the world. You understand? And we're going to talk about that. 50 been doing this for a long time. A lot of y'all don't know about the Ghetto Quran. That was a documentary in itself. When 50 Cent did the Ghetto Quran, that was like a lyrical documentary of all the illegal activities going on in Queens, New York. I mean, he was saying names and he was pointing fingers. He was connecting the dots on who was the businessman and who was the killers. Oh, 50 been doing this for a long time, my G's. 50 has elevated from a lyrical documentary to a visual documentary, where he's now connecting the dots for the police, the federales. He's putting names on it. We're going to talk more about that, all right? Big salute to the chat. Hit the like button and all that.
This morning, 50 Cent woke up on complete bullshit. He essentially just confirmed that yes, he is currently indeed working on the Surviving T.I. and Tiny documentary. 50 Cent posted this article that was reporting that he's actually working on the doc for them, and he said, "Remember how quiet I got before the Diddy doc? Dame thought I wasn't coming. I hope this doesn't mess up your promo tour. They're gonna ask about your 20 sexual assault cases. You might want to talk to a crisis PR person. Shit." AKA, yes, I am working on a doc, Surviving T.I. and Tiny, and it's also going to ruin your image because anywhere you go, people are going to ask you about it. Now, this was the checkmate from 50 Cent that everybody was waiting for. People said, yo, it'll be real funny if 50 Cent is working on the Surviving T.I. doc. The man claims he doesn't rap anymore. He doesn't go back and forth on diss records. He's either going to make memes about you or make docs about you.
Whew. Now, I want to stop right there, right? And this might be the only time in this live stream where I'm going to give 50 his props, okay? When it come to war, right, 50 is a war general. Now, I don't like the integrity of this particular war general, but neither here or there, like it or love it, he's a war general. And 50 Cent is not the op that you just step over and you go to the next situation. 50 Cent is the opposition that you got to stand over the body and you got to make sure he is out of here. Listen what I'm saying to you. You got to make sure you send 50 Cent to the upper room. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You can't yeah. You got to make sure he's dead. 50 is one of those type of people. He's one of those type of war generals that you need to put your ear to his nostrils. You need to make sure there's no more oxygen in those lungs. And a lot of people, even from back in the day, they made that grave mistake with Curtis Jackson, 50 Cent. 9 shots and you thought he was out of here. Come to find out, you didn't stand over the body. Yeah, 9 shots. You were supposed to go to the hospital and check the morgue. Make sure he's in there. Yeah. And a lot of people deal with 50 Cent. They go to war with 50 Cent and they forget to check the body. Make sure he is out of here. And I think that's what, T.I.P., his family, I feel like they did the same thing. 50 Cent got quiet. He backed away. He started deleting posts. He's posting and he's deleting. And then he gets real silent. And then, T.I. start going on this press run, talking. He ain't saying nothing. He ain't in the booth. He ain't creating music. And you think that it's over. But when it come to 50 Cent, you got to make sure that he's no longer breathing. Okay? So this documentary, in my opinion, is not a checkmate. It is a check, but it's not checkmate like y'all are saying in my DMs. And I'm going to tell y'all why it's not a checkmate. Oh, we going to get into that. Oh, yeah. I got some advice for T.I.P. This ain't a checkmate. This is a check, though. Okay? And again, I would respect more if 50 Cent took this energy, got in the booth, got on the track. 50 is 50. It's no reason why you don't, move your weight around in this industry the way it's, the culture. But since 50 Cent want to play these type of games, yeah, take the gloves off, T.I. Yeah, you've been on the stand before. You know how it is to do, Crime Stopper commercials. You know what to do. Are we going to talk to that? But 50 Cent, again, is not a pushover. He is not a peon. He is not a guppy in these waters. 50 Cent is a juggernaut when it come to war. And anytime you got an adversary, you got an opposition at the magnitude of a 50 Cent. When it's war, it's war. And what you need to always remember is to step over the body, stand over, and make sure. Put a couple of extra slugs in the cranium and all of that. Yeah. Just because you saw a little dimple on his cheek, that ain't enough. Yeah, make sure you put 4 or 5 directly in the cranium. Yeah. I'm talking 4 or 5 headshots. Make sure he's out of here. And again, that's about the only, props I'm going to be able to give 50 Cent in this here live stream. 50 is not just going to roll over. He is not a puppy. He is a big dog in this algorithm and in this industry. And you got to respect that. Yeah, just because he ain't do a battle rap to you, he didn't get in the booth, he didn't respond the way you thought he should have responded, don't mean the war is over. Oh no. The war. Oh, it's war. It's war. Yeah. You had his dead mother on the front of a shirt. Yeah, you put a picture of his mother on a shirt. That means it's war forever. That means it's war until one of us is done, deleted, over. If you don't get deleted, then your career got to get deleted. But somebody got to go when the war go that far. And, King, I don't know if you, before I move forward, I want to say this. King, I don't know what you thought, homie. You understand? I don't know if you want to be an actor. I don't know if you want to be I don't know what you want to be, but just know you're going to get to a door that 50 Cent is going to have the key to. Oh, Lil King, you better get with the grand and the family hustle. You better stick with your daddy, and you better make sure you in tune with the family hustle. Because if you try to get in this industry, if you try to get into movies, if you try to push your music, there are keys that 50 Cent has up to doors. You're not going to be able to get it. And this is forever. Yeah, that little shirt you sold to Ricky Rose and all of that. Yeah, I don't, listen to me. Your ass going to be 29 years old. You're going to be trying to make some money, feed your family. And 50 Cent old ass is going to make sure. Yeah. Your little son going to want to grow up and be an actor. And little baby King, he going to want to be on Disney. And 50 Cent going to be blocking all that. You motherfucker, boy. You be done got homeless fucking around with 50 Cent. Okay? Now, I wanted to throw that out there because this ain't no bashing 50 Cent situation. I want to give 50 is definitely he is an opponent that you need to take seriously forever. Okay? But the avenues that 50 Cent is taking is corny to me. It is corny. It is nasty work, and it needs to be studied, and it needs to be spoke on, and the dots need to be connected. And like I said, 50 Cent has been doing this his whole career. 50 Cent has been dry snitching lyrically for a long time. A long time. Okay? So 50 Cent coming into documentaries and making visual content of dry snitching is not a surprise to me, but it's nasty work. And yeah, we got to call it for what it is. Okay? You trying to do documentaries on P. Diddy, we know he's a nasty man, but that was police work, 50. I know they don't want to tell you that. I know New York City, they love you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm here to tell you, you know, what you did with that documentary was police work. You know, what you and Yayo and the engineer did when Ja Rule and them boys went in and got on your back and put them knives in you and all that, that's police work. Ghetto Quran, that's police work. And if you drop a documentary on a case that has been dismissed, that's police work. Okay? Respectfully. Yeah, I know on that level you don't care, but I still got to call it how I see it. I got to call a spade a spade. Nigga, you've been dry snitching for a long time. Even in Virginia, when we heard Ghetto Quran, oh, we got to looking at each other like we didn't know who these people was. We didn't know if, but something in the energy said, this nigga's a... Started smelling grilled cheese sandwiches. Yeah, it was... I didn't like, you know, we listened to Ghetto Quran 1 or 2 times, and we got to saying, man, this ain't none of our business. We got out of there. We didn't listen to Ghetto Quran in Norfolk, Virginia. Yeah, we didn't listen to Ghetto Quran. We didn't respect it. And we got to looking around and we said, man, this ain't none of our motherfucking business, man. Feel like the police involved with this. All right? Now, let's go a little bit deeper with this, right? Let's go a little bit further with this situation because the higher ups and the elites are always in tune. They're always somewhere nearby pulling strings. They always got their hands in the pot. And, you know, when it comes to 50 Cent, he's synonymous with the streets. 50 Cent is synonymous with bullet holes and gunshots and G Unit, you know, guerrilla unit. He's synonymous with the streets. So it's easy for the higher ups and the elites to manipulate the narrative when it comes to 50 Cent. It's easy for them to use 50 Cent to do their deeds and do their dirty work. Notice, right? 50 don't attack nobody on this level or to this extreme unless they are a part of our culture. 50 don't attack nobody on this level to this extreme unless they're black. Okay? And it's obvious. It's obvious that he is a tool for the higher ups and the elites. 50 Cent is going to help destroy a lot of rappers or puppets within this culture. And I want to give you some context to that, right? You know, a lot of y'all don't remember the old Eminem. We're going to get a little bit deep before we get back into T.I. and Tiny. I want to go a little bit deeper. A lot of y'all don't remember the old Eminem. Y'all didn't grow up listening to Eminem's songs in his old albums, okay? And y'all don't, and I'm going to say this. Take some time out and go listen to the old Eminem. You understand, the Marshall Mathers LP, right? Rotten Apple, all those old Eminem albums. I used to be around and I used to get an earful of those songs and how just nasty work when it came to those lyrics, right? Eminem talked about graping women. He rapped about graping his mother, graping his own baby mama, graping his sisters. Eminem rapped about, you know, all of this vulgar and nasty activity when it comes to women, family, etc. And if you notice, right, you ever notice that Eminem doesn't tour those albums? Do you notice that the highest selling rapper in hip hop history, Eminem, does not go on tour? He does not go and perform his discography of music. Have y'all ever noticed that? Again, we've never seen Eminem, the highest grossing rapper in hip hop history, go on tour and recite those rhymes. That's how nasty they was. That's how disgusting those rhymes and those albums were. But 50 Cent don't talk about that. 50 Cent don't speak against that. 50 Cent don't got no problem with that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Eminem got all kind of allegations. Eminem said on Rap City, he put petroleum jelly all over me belly, and 50 Cent was right there. He said he said I ran out of lipstick, animalistic, cannibal shit, 6666. And 50 Cent was right there bopping along and supporting the white boy, rapping about satanic and animalistic and how he ran out of lipstick. 50 Cent was right there rocking out with him. He loved every bit of it. But Ja Rule gotta go. Ja Rule can't live. Ja Rule can't support his family. Again, I don't want to be redundant and I don't want to be repetitive with this, but understand there is a reason why Eminem is not touring. The biggest and highest grossing hip hop artist of all time does not go on a worldwide tour with his discography because he's saying the F word, maggot. He's saying that. He's saying a lot of wild stuff. He's embarrassed about those lyrics. He's ashamed of those albums. Why not do a documentary on Eminem? Somebody asked 50 Cent why he ain't did a documentary on Eminem, the evolution of this white boy. That dog fur, Caucasoid from the Caucasus Mountains. Imagine the impact. Imagine the impact 50 Cent could have if he did a documentary on his best friend, the white boy, Eminem. Marshall Mathers. He'll never do that. He'll never expose the truth about him. Ever. Ever. Bro, let me tell you something. I go back and listen to old albums, and maybe about 3 or 4 months ago, I was driving in a truck. It was overnight, and I went back and I listened to Marshall Mathers' first album, his second album, his third album, and how just disgusting it was. I almost couldn't believe they let us listen to that, or they let that be promoted on MTV. Radio waves. They let Eminem's music be promoted all over the world. Where you think the majority of them school shooters came from? Huh? Here we go. When those school shooters was driving to those schools, what you think they was listening to? Animalistic, cannibalistic. I ran out of lipstick. Eminem. You understand? So 50 Cent is a tool for them people. He know better than to point the finger at that dog fur. And any man with melanin in his skin that moves like that he gotta be called out. I don't care where you from. Nigga. You from New York City, California, Virginia, Florida, Texas. I wouldn't care where you from. Every time Eminem get brought up, you got cock on your breath. Yeah. Every time they bring up Eminem, Curtis Jackson got cock on his breath. Let's go deeper. Big salute to the chat. Well over 500 in here. Where's the like button? It's right there. It's a vertical feed. Them 3 little dots right there. All you got to do is hit that and hit that like button. It's free. Don't be a hater your whole life. The like button is free. Don't be a hater your whole life. Now let's go deeper. Let's go deeper. So TIP and Tiny were alleged to have these sexual assault charges. And at the end of the day, they were dismissed, right? But you ain't doing a documentary on Tyler Perry. Oh, let's talk about it. Tyler Perry is a known Rainbow Coalition member. We all know Tyler Perry. Yeah, he like the man buns. Yeah. Tyler Perry don't want that wolf pussy. He want man buns around him. Not only do we all know that Tyler Perry is a homosexual, he also has those same allegations that TIP has. Oh, you didn't know that? Oh, I'm sorry, 50. I know. Let me refresh your memory. Tyler Perry allegedly assaulted multiple men. Lied to him, gave him a job opportunity, flew him out there to Atlanta, Ratlanta, got him in that big ass mansion. Yeah. And tried to knock their back out, tried to broke back mountain these models and these actors. Tyler Perry has been accused multiple of times of trying to get the man buns and all of that. But again, you don't mind working with Tyler Perry. You don't mind taking pictures with Tyler Perry. You don't mind being on the casting couch for Tyler Perry. But TIP and Tiny gotta go. TIP and Tiny, they in the way. You want to make a whole documentary about TIP and Tiny. And then you want to wrap your arms around Tyler Perry. Again. We got to call this for what it is. And we got to keep it a spade a spade. 50 is the new industry corn on the cob. Corn on the cob. Yeah, but salute to the chat. We can go deeper. Dr. Dre. Oh, let me ride. Silly flies and telling lies and let me ride. It's nothing but a G thing, baby. 2 loped out G's go crazy. Dr. Dre been alleged and accused of physically putting hands and feet on them women out there. I'm talking, beating them to up. Yeah. Hey, bitch, I told you. Yeah, bitch, I told you. Hey, it's Dre Day, ho. But you get out there in this G-Unit aftermath. Shady. See, again, you got to be able to call these dudes. I don't care about all the money. If you really trying to do a service and you trying to protect women and all of that, then do that. But the whole dry snitching and all the, feeding evidence to the police and trying to dress it up as documentaries and trying to dress it up as, rap lyrics and all of that. Come on, man. Why take for it? I don't care how they feel. I used to listen to the ghetto Quran. I thought it was cool. They Talks of the town, there was talks of the team. That nigga was telling. That's it. I know the New Yorkers gonna be in my DM. Yo, nah, he was telling. He told me, I was from Virginia. He told me that Preem was the businessman and Prince was the killer. That ain't none of my goddamn business. Yeah. No, let me tell you something. None of my business if Preem was the businessman and if Prince was a killer. Believe it up to 50 Cent, 5-0. Oh, 5-0. So I needed to give you some context on what we looking at. Eminem is cool. Tyler Perry is cool. Dr. Dre is cool. But Ja Rule and TIP, you need to get them out of there. And then dudes and all of these people is in the comment section like this shit is like it's gangster, like it's accepted. This ain't accepted in our culture. This ain't that. And if you was to ever do that to one of those billionaires, if you was to ever do that to that dog fur, your black ass would be right there with P. Diddy. Yeah. If you was to ever have enough wherewithal to make one of these documentaries about Bill Gates or one of the, Eminem, yes, you'll be right, you'll be in prison right behind Diddy. You'll be in the same predicament as Jay-Z. Because, you know, again, glass, don't throw rocks when you live in a glass house. And 50, we're going to talk about that. We're going to have a conversation. Okay? Nasty work, man. Nasty work. And anybody stamping this, oh, I'm going to drop a documentary about you and your illegal escapades and your illegal activity. What? What the fuck? A documentary? So you're gonna have people up there testifying to this. You're gonna have people on your content behind the camera with a mic on, testifying to alleged activities. Oh, somebody get 50 a block of that cheddar cheese. Yes, you've been eating. You got cheddar cheese on your breath, Curtis. Nobody want to say this. Okay? Respectfully, I don't mind connecting the dots. Tyler Perry is a fun boy. Yeah. Tyler Perry is a fruit pop. Yeah. Tyler Perry got the big ass house out there in Atlanta. Running through them fruit pops. I mean, he got fruit pops. Yeah. He eating fruit pop. Yeah. Tyler Perry eating fruit pops. And you working with him. You all in the goddamn video. You all in the goddamn camera. You taking pictures. You got your arm wrapped around his waist and all that. You talking greasy. You on the casting couch. Niggas let that shit ride. Niggas ain't say nothing about that. Oh, he's working with Tyler Perry. But Ja Rule gotta go. Nah, Fifth, we gonna handle this. Now, I wanna give y'all a little bit more context on just what 50 is trying to expose when it comes to T.I. Okay. I wanna put this out there that these charges have all been dismissed. These charges are null and void. These charges have been presented to the court and been dismissed due to time restraints and different situations in the court of law. These things have been dismissed. So at the end of the day, but who knows with these documentaries and this new evidence and X, Y, and Z, what can come of it? All right, so let's get into this next receipt. Big salute to the chat. Nasty work. Nasty work. You know how powerful you could be if you was using your platform and your production studio to expose the higher ups and the elites? You know what kind of threat to the establishment you would be if you was to use your platform and your production studio to expose the dog fur having caucasoids from the Caucasus of the mountains? But instead, you want go ahead and talk to the people. Look,
The LAPD investigating rapper T.I., 2 women, one in Los Angeles and one in Las Vegas, accusing T.I. and his wife Tiny of drugging and sexually assaulting them more than a decade ago. Now, the LAPD confirmed to NBC News that they are investigating T.I., but would not say if it was over those particular allegations. The LAPD says it's not currently investigating Tiny. The couple has not been charged with any crimes, and they deny all previous allegations of misconduct. NBC News Now correspondent Simone, I'm sorry, my friend, joins me now. Simone, NBC News obtained the police reports that these 2 women filed in the past 2 months. What do those reports say specifically here?
Well, Allison, let's start with that report that was filed in Los Angeles. The alleged victim says that she had an encounter with T.I. and Tiny, that she met them at a club back in 2005. And she says that's where Tiny offered her a drink. She says that she later went to a hotel with the couple and they asked her to engage in sexual acts. She says that she began to feel sick and she threw up at that hotel room. And she says that she essentially blacked out and she woke up the next morning, didn't know what happened, but she says that she woke up with sore genitals. And she believes that what happened here is that Tiny drugged her. So that is the allegation that we're hearing out of Los Angeles. Now, the report that we're hearing out of Vegas is actually quite similar. It follows a similar pattern here. Now, this accuser says that she met Tiny at an airport, and that's where Tiny asked her to come hang out with her and her husband later that evening. She says that Tiny offered her a drink that made her feel very disoriented and that the couple also offered her drugs. Now, this alleged victim says that she did engage in sexual acts with the couple, but that she was not sober enough to consent at that time. And she also says that T.I. forced her to perform sexual acts in other cities as well. But the difference here between the LA report and the Vegas report is that the one that was filed in Las Vegas was filed outside of the boundaries of the statute of limitation there.
So, Simone, those are some pretty serious allegations. What are Tiny and T.I.'s lawyers saying about them?
Well, as you mentioned at the top of this piece, Allison, they have not been charged with any crimes yet, and T.I. himself has taken to social media to vigorously deny these allegations and say that anything that has taken place sexually within the context of their relationship has taken place with consenting adults. But we have gotten a statement from the attorney who is representing the couple, and here's what that statement says, that, quote, the Harrises have not spoken to or been contacted by the Los Angeles Police Department, the Las Vegas Police Department, or indeed any member of law enforcement from any other jurisdiction in the country.
Whew. Now, why I wanted to give y'all this context is because, again, I don't condone no type of activity like that. Here at Grown Man Business TV, we do not condone that. You feel what I'm saying? And if you are found guilty or, you know, even above the law, if we have the stone cold hard evidence that that's what you did, even if the law couldn't find it, then we gotta shun you on that. Okay? But in this particular situation, these allegations were thrown out in court, dismissed. And, you know, again, when it comes to these celebrities, I'm going to call out the celebrities. I'm going to call out the higher ups and the elites. But also, we got to really make sure that we are, you know, shining a light on people that will take advantage of a situation for a come up. You know, these chicks, you know, yeah, they want to pop pussy. They want to get paid. They willing to do a threesome. They willing to get down with a married couple like T.I. and Tiny to get some money. And if they don't get what they want or X, Y, and Z, sometimes it plays out like that. And when you drive it and you take it to court, a lot of the times the cases fall out They fall apart because, you know, it's going to be a reasonable doubt brought up. Okay? How do you know it was the drugs that they might have put in your drink? Or maybe it was the Percocets that you was already taking. You understand? Maybe it was the ecstasy you was already on, the ecstasy that was already in your system, X, Y, and Z. That's how situations like this get thrown out. But I don't want to sugarcoat the allegations, okay? But I'm going somewhere with this as well. Nasty work, the allegations on T.I. and Tiny that were thrown out in court, okay? But a lot of y'all seem to forget that 50 Cent Curtis Jackson has a lot of the same weird allegations. And I'm gonna be honest with you. The allegations on 50, if you ask me, you know, not trying to choose a side, but it is worse. You understand? In my book, in my opinion, burning down a house that your son, your firstborn son, is in. That's way worse than, you know, some freak off situations where you and your wife got a little, you know what I mean? Y'all got a little squatter. She want to get down. You know, we paying for your room. We paying for your flight. We showing you the life. Then we bust you down and you don't like the outcome. You don't, yeah. Your son was in that house. Okay? Now, if somebody, now, you know, you didn't, and those is allegations that stand as well. Those is allegations that, you know, was mentioned and brought to the light that didn't make it in court either. So the same way these allegations get looked over, if you go to court and you are proven not guilty or the charges are dismissed, then we got to roll with that. We got to roll with that, okay? And that's what I mean when I say rocks in a glass house. And we're going to talk about this because my personal opinion is the same thing that make you smile or make you cry. The same things that make you laugh or make you die. The same things that make you smile, make you cry. The same things that make you laugh, make you die. You already, but that's all she wrote. Word to Jay, he said that. Song cry. So the same way you going about making these documentaries, Curtis Jackson to 50 Cent, right? The same way you doing this, imagine if somebody do this to you. In my personal opinion, that's what need to happen. TIP. Don't go in the booth no more. We don't need no more. We know you can rap. Hey, yeah, listen to me, Tip. Tipster. Yeah. Yeah, we know you can rap. You need to get from TIP and you need to turn to Clifford Harrison. Oh yeah. Yeah, Tip. Tip, get out the booth. We don't need no more TIP. We need Clifford Harrison. Yeah, take some of that money and make a goddamn documentary about Curtis Jackson. This is no longer a culture thing. Yeah, this is no longer a hip-hop situation. This is no longer a versus discussion. When Curtis Jackson goes and starts to do this type of dry snitching and this type of police work, you got to go do your police work. And listen to me, Clifford Harrison, we all know you got experience with police work. You remember when you did that Crime Watchers commercial? You need to take that same production and you need to make a Curtis 50 Cent Jackson documentary. And you need to get 50 Cent's son and his baby mama and everybody else that's lining up to talk about Curtis Jackson. That's what you need. Oh, y'all didn't know 50 got. You know what? I want to play something from somebody that is a very credible person. Big salute to Smurf. Bang 'em up, Smurf. Listen to me. Before this social media stuff came out, before we had this type of technology, I remember seeing Bang 'em up Smurf on DVDs. Oh, he's one of them real shooters. He ain't like 50 Cent. See, where I come from, we respect the shooter. We don't respect who got shot. And Bang 'em up Smurf was one of the ones that was allegedly doing the shooting. Okay? He said a lot of things about 50, but right here, I want to play this receipt. I want y'all to listen to Bangum. He wasn't lying when he was 50 Cent. You know what? Talk to the people. Bang him up, Smurf. Yeah, you can believe what he say. Talk to the people, bang him. Look!
Homie bugging out.
Correct me. He's going to get 50.
Paulie out right now. Why Marquise? I understand Marquise.
Make
right?
me understand it.
You don't remember when 50 burned his baby mother house down?
No.
Oh, y'all don't be knowing y'all history. Y'all just go over.
Do you?
Oh, y'all see over the internet. 50 burned his baby mother house down.
Bad boy.
Bad boy?
Probably.
Bad boy?
Ain't that no?
But his son was in the house?
Bad
Oh
boy.
shit.
No,
That's not bad boy.
Oh, no?
Yeah, that's not bad.
It depends though. Why did he do it? Let's start there.
Homie bugging out.
Correct me. He's going to get 50.
Paulie out right now. Why Marquise? I understand Marquise.
Make
right?
me understand it.
You don't remember when 50 burned his baby mother house down?
No.
Oh, y'all don't be knowing y'all history. Y'all just go over.
Do you?
Oh, y'all see over the internet. 50 burned his baby mother house down.
Bad boy.
Bad boy?
Probably.
Bad boy?
Ain't that no?
But his son was in the house?
Bad
Oh
boy.
shit.
No,
That's not bad boy.
Oh, no?
Yeah, that's not bad.
It depends though. Why did he do it? Let's start there.
What? Now, we're going to play this one more time. But I want to point out a couple of key factors in this receipt right here. He did not say allegedly. Yeah, I'm going to say allegedly. Because I know Curtis Jackson, he liked to play police games. He liked to deal with them people. So I'm going to say this allegedly happened. But Bang 'em Up Smurf did not say allegedly. He said that 50 Cent did that with his son in the house. He said y'all ain't even did y'all history or y'all due diligence to even know what y'all talking about. Okay? So why is it, why is this smoothed over? Why nobody want to, yeah, I got more receipts. That's why I say 50 is the biggest corn. He's the corn on the cob in the industry. I don't care what nobody say or nobody think. This is corny, especially when you got skeletons in your closet, especially when you taking pictures hugged up with Tyler Perry and it's not AI. When you get around the white people and all that, you get to act in a certain way. It's nasty work, bro. This is not a part of the culture. Okay, so T.I. and them got those allegations, but you got people saying that you burned down a house with your son in it. Come on, B. Nasty work. Absolutely disgusting, if you ask me. Absolutely disgusting. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I would like to know more about that. Listen. I would sit down and watch a Netflix documentary about 50 Cent. It don't even gotta be on Netflix. You listen, T.I., listen, Clifford Harrison, put it on YouTube. I'll watch it. Yeah. Get 20 to 15 to 20 people that want to tell their story and their encounters with 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson, and put it on YouTube or put it on your website and see if that motherfucker don't jump out the gym. Oh, it's gonna jump out the gym. We don't need no more rap songs, TIP. We already know you can rap. It's time to turn into Clifford Harrison. Yes, the family man, the businessman, the entrepreneur, the Crime Stoppers commercial. We need Clifford Harrison. 50 has been accused for years for violating his first baby mama. The blackest female he ever been with, the dark-skinned woman, that melanated woman. He violated her, and then he turned to a cameraman and he worshiped the ground. Yeah. Or that dog fur, Daphne Joy. Yeah. He violated this black woman and then got with Daphne Joy and treated her like a queen. You know the sex worker for P. Diddy? You know the freak off all-star weekends? Yeah, yeah. Daphne Joy wasn't just having freak offs. It was the all-star edition. Listen to me. Cassie wasn't even doing the all-star edition. 3, 4, 5 goddamn male sex workers busting your back out all weekend for $10,000. Yeah, 50. You don't, listen to me. I don't know what time you on. You are not the person that need to be dropping documentary. You are not the man we need to be giving us information on other people's business when your baby mama was getting $10,000 to let 3 to 4 male prostitutes knock her back down. 50 don't back down. Every little nigga you see around me, real enough, big enough to stumble, shack down. Everywhere we go coast to coast, east side, west side, all that. The whole game's all messed up now. What we gonna do, man? 50 back in time. Yeah, you talking about back down when your baby mama was getting back down. You rapping about back down when 4 male prostitutes was backing your baby mama down, full of baby oil. And then she come home, pick your son up and kiss him on the cheek. And you talking about 50 and goddamn Ja. We don't want 50 Cent. You talking about T.I. and Tiny? Yes, 50 Cent. We don't want you. 50 Cent, back out, brother. Bow out gracefully, please. We don't need to know about T.I. and Tiny when your baby mama was having freak-off all-star weekends with P. Diddy, Mr. Diddler, Baby Oil himself, Honeycomb. Yeah, Honeycomb was, boy, shit. Honeycomb had your baby mama busting back all goddamn weekend. You making documentaries. You know what? Fuck it. I'm sorry. I digress, 50 Cent. I don't like bullies. You trying to bully some shit with your, come on, man. You know what? Fuck it. I got another receipt. I want to show you the fear in this black woman's eyes. Oh, 50 Cent, you was a diabolical. You was a 50, you was, fuck all that, nigga. You know what? Fuck it. Let's get into this. Yeah, your baby mama, P. Diddy, has your baby mama do an all-star freak-off. What a sight to see. Curtis Jackson, yeah, Sir Jackson, his mama. Oh, what a sight. Daphne Joy. Oh, Jesus, boy. Hey, you know what? Fuck it. Let's get into this. Look!
Mr. Jackson business. You do think so?
Yes, I know so.
Why do you say
He
that?
threatened me on Monday.
He did.
He threatened me. Look, watch what I'll do. I'll have someone come kill you. He threatened me. He threatened me on Monday, and this is what he did.
How long were you two together?
We were together for 13 years. The relation just ended over a year ago. He cannot accept that I have moved on with my life, and he thought he want to strip me of everything. And I didn't allow it. I fought back, and this is what he's trying to do. He tried to kill me and his own child.
Turn that.
You do think so?
Yes, I know so.
Why do you say
He
that?
threatened me on Monday.
He did.
He threatened me. Look, watch what I'll do. I'll have someone come kill you. He threatened me. He threatened me on Monday, and this is what he did.
How long were you two together?
We were together for 13 years. The relation just ended over a year ago. He cannot accept that I have moved on with my life, and he thought he want to strip me of everything. And I didn't allow it. I fought back, and this is what he's trying to do. He tried to kill me and his own child.
Mr. Jackson business. You do think so?
Yes, I know so.
Why do you say
He
that?
threatened me on Monday.
He did.
He threatened me. Look, watch what I'll do. I'll have someone come kill you. He threatened me. He threatened me on Monday, and this is what he did.
How long were you two together?
We were together for 13 years. The relation just ended over a year ago. He cannot accept that I have moved on with my life, and he thought he want to strip me of everything. And I didn't allow it. I fought back, and this is what he's trying to do. He tried to kill me and his own child.
Mr. Jackson business. You do think so?
Yes, I know so.
Why do you say that?
He threatened me on Monday.
He did.
He threatened me. Look, watch what I'll do. I'll have someone come kill you. He threatened me. He threatened me on Monday, and this is what he did.
How
how long were you two together? We were together for 13 years. The relation just ended over a year ago. He cannot accept that I have moved on with my life, and he thought he was going to strip me of everything. And I didn't allow it. I fought back, and this is what he's trying to do. He tried to kill me and his own child.
It turned out not to be true, since he wasn't charged for it.
You see? You see the fear in that black woman's eyes? You can you hear the conviction in her voice at the sight of her son having to fight his way out of a burning building, a burning house, my G. Respectfully, and you know, I'm not here to say if he did it or if he didn't do it. Like homie said in this video, in this receipt right here, he said, yo, it's not true because he wasn't charged with it. Well, then that has to be applied to T.I. and Tiny. They haven't been charged with nothing, so that wouldn't make it true then. But if we going off of what our perspective is, if we going off what we believe it to be, hey, brother, you know, you did that because if you didn't do it, who else did it? If you didn't do that, why didn't you find out who did it? Somebody put your son's life in danger and you just willy-nilly? Nasty work. You feel me? And hold on real quick. But see, again, this is why I say, come on, man. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Hold on, guys. Ain't no way, brother. Hold on. You know, ain't no way you treat a black woman like that, and then you get with Daphne Joy and you turn photographer. You a motherfucking photographer. You a fun boy now because you got this dog fur. And the whole time, she's a professional freak-off artist. And again, I'm only saying that because I need everybody under my voice to understand why he is the cornball that he is. When you strip Curtis Jackson all that money, them big chains, and you take all that, you know, all that shit off of him, and you place him in an environment, he's the corny guy. Respectfully, and it's just being highlighted in these type of situations. You know, I don't know if he did that or not. I'ma say allegedly, but Bang'em Smurf did not say allegedly. Bang'em Smurf said he did that with his son in the house. But then you will tell us that you dropping documentaries about Diddy or T.I. and Tiny. In the real ones, it's only the real ones that's gonna say, nah, bro, you know what? Nasty work. And I want to give y'all a glimpse of this. I want to again, I always like to give y'all some context. I always like to give y'all a foundation. You know, I'm not just up here rapping and tapping and spitting and skitting. So when I say 50 Cent is a cornball, he is the corn of the cob when it comes to the industry. I want to show you the 50 Cent that I'm talking about. I want to show you what I'm talking about when you strip Curtis Jackson into his, you know, the lowest form, into his natural environment, to who he really is. This is who he really is. Look at this. Look. Use a window shopper, mad at me. I think I know I ain't gonna use a window shopper. At the jewelry store looking shit she came by. Shorty wanna roll through the block and I'm filthy. Pull up on the block and I know you wanna get with me. When I get around you, them bitches on that gray. Yeah! But we got it top down. You can see the system dump. Hig it when we rollin'. Yeah, you was on the beach with a goddamn freak-off contestant taking pictures. You went from 50 Cent to the photographer formerly known as Curtis Jackson. Yeah, you went from 50 Cent to the photographer formerly known as Curtis Mayfield Jackson. I think your middle name is Mayfield. Yeah, that's what. When I look at these pictures right here, it give me the energy that your middle name is Mayfield, Curtis Mayfield Jackson. Listen to me. Your granddaddy will be disappointed in your ass out there on that beach. Yeah, with your toes out. Yeah, turning goddamn turning pictures. Whole time P. Diddy had her ass out there in the goddamn Calabasas, busting down backs. Yeah, all-star freak-off weekend. Diddy got a drink in that motherfucking semen. Diddy got a swimming in baby oil. And you out there taking pictures, trying to be a family, trying to be a good man. Hell yeah. Curtis Mayfield Jackson, you was trying to be a good man finally in your life with the dog fur. But to that black woman, you try to goddamn delete her. You try to delete her son. You burn the house down, allegedly. You burn down the house. But with Daphne Joy, oh, I'm going to tell you something. A bitch with a name Daphne, I wouldn't dare put a baby. Your name Daphne Joy, I wouldn't put a baby on you. Yes. Yeah, nah, baby. Yes, I can't do it. Daphne Joy sound like Cherokee. Daphne Joy sound like Pinky. Daphne Joy sound like Roxy Rowland. Yeah. If you know, you know. But this is your man right here. Look. This is your man right here. Look at this nigga, man. Look at the form, man. Look at the form right here. Look at the form in the shoulders right here, Curtis. Look. Oh, Curtis Mayfield Jackson. Yeah, that's what you. So I'm saying all that to say this. Man, come on, man. I got to say something before it go viral. I got to put this out there before it get real and before you can, create this narrative like you just, come on, son, just go get your money, man, and work for them white people, man, and do your documentaries, man, and make your goddamn, your BMF movies and shows that show us selling drugs and depict us in our worst conditions. Keep doing what you're supposed to be doing, but stop acting like you doing us some justice with these documentaries, man. You know what I mean? You was out that motherfucker taking pictures on the beach with a, come on, son, your baby mama. Come on, son, stop it, man. Stop it. And I want to see a documentary on you. I don't think the Diddy documentary, the T.I. documentary is going to trump or top your documentary. Yeah, why would I be hating on that? His baby mama was doing freak-off all-star weekends with P. Diddy and 1,000 bottles of baby oil. His son's mother. The son that he takes care of, the son that he loves, the son that we always see him with, his mother, the same twat that he came out of. I don't care. Ain't no hate. I wouldn't want to switch sides with you. I wouldn't want to switch sides with a man that his son came out of the twat of a, nah, I'm good. Him, Drizzy, Drake, them niggas can let them get their money. Let them get their money. I don't want Drake. Drake's son came out the same type of wolf pussy. Yeah, it's Daphne Joy. Yeah, Drake baby mama is just like Daphne Joy. And these is the type of dudes that have babies with these type of women. The corn on the cob type of dudes. The corn balls. But you got the top down. You can see the system dump. Baby, when we rollin', shut your block down. Quick to put a hole in the chump. Nigga use a window shopper. Mad at me. I think I know why. All right, big salute to the chat, man. Salute to my riches, Mr. Universe, JP. I see y'all in here. Now, what I want to do is I want to move to the last angle with this. Over 600 in the chat. Hit the like button. Do what you're supposed to do when you come in here. The last angle with all of this, in when it's all said and done, when it comes to 50, we have literally watched the natural process of the rapper turned actor. You know, we have watched the organic process of what it looks like when a rapper comes directly from the urban community, directly from the ghetto into the industry, and is transformed and compromised into what we have now. You know, a full-blown puppet, a worker, a undercover agent, whatever you want to call this situation, but it is what it is. But it is a gradual transformation for most rappers that turn actors. It's not something that happens overnight. When we come out of the ghetto, we are at our rawest form. We are raw talent. When we come out of the ghetto, we want to change the life of our family. We want to change the trajectory of our family. And it is raw talent that gets us through the door. But over time, what happens is things start to pile up. You know, 50 Cent attacked this female. You know, 50 Cent allegedly did this. He allegedly did that. And over the years, it stockpiles. It stockpiles. And if it's said out loud or not, you know, if you know what you have to start doing to stay off them Epstein files, to stay out the way, to not end up like P. Diddy or Jay-Z or R. Kelly or Bill Cosby, etc. And we are looking at a new avenue, a new portal when it comes to Curtis Jackson. We all saw Curtis Jackson go out there to Shreveport, Louisiana. We watch him buy up land, go through the process, the ups and downs of obtaining this land so that he could build a production studio out there in Shreveport, Louisiana. And we all marveled and we all congratulated 50 Cent on those accomplishments. And we always look at the surface. We always say that's a beautiful thing. 50 will now be able to create his own shows. He doesn't have to go through Stars. He doesn't have to go through Universal Studios. He can now create and produce his own content and his own product. He can now go to the next level without the dog fur having their hands in the pot, right? So we all congratulate. But what you notice is the weaponized. It's being weaponized. It goes from us congratulating 50 Cent on his accomplishments and what he can possibly do to us starting to recognize how it's being weaponized. Oh, this the part they don't really know, they don't really like. I'm going to talk about what's going on, but then we're going to talk about the higher-ups and the elites. Music, rap, it's all the same. It's a new avenue. They don't know about hip hop. They don't really know what it can do and what it can't do. They let it start to formulate. They see how positive hip hop can change the trajectory of the environment. So they start producing negative hip hop to change and destroy and dissolve the trajectory of the environment. And that's the same thing that's going on with 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson. You got these shows you're doing, you know, Power, you know, The Kane, The Life of Kane. I've never watched them, right? But they all depict black people in the ghetto environment in its worst form. How many more shows we need with black drug dealers? How many more episodes, how many more series we need showing black men killing their fathers or shooting their brothers or selling drugs to their people? How many more do we need? So 50's producing these shows now on his own. They got this shit like a well-oiled machine. They ain't even got to control him no more. They got him in a position where he's going to do it naturally. Oh, Paid in Full is coming next. Oh, the show Paid in Full. How many more times we gonna see AZ, Alpo, and Rich Porter destroy Harlem with that dope and that coke they was pushing? How many more times can we see that? Well, he's giving jobs to young black actors. See, I told you, it's always gonna be an opportunity in the situation. That's how you sweeten the deal. He's giving opportunity to young black actors. Yeah, he is giving opportunity. Opportunity to present yourself and opportunity for you to get rich at the expense of your culture and your environment and your people. At the expense. You think 50 Cent would be in this position if he was making shows that, you know, shows like Living Single. Big salute to the shows I grew up on, like Living Single, where you had a beautiful black woman like Maxine Shaw, who was a full-blown lawyer in New York City, had never lost a case and was getting money. And you had Queen Latifah. She was in charge of, she had her own magazine called Flavor. Imagine if 50 Cent took the initiative and did that. He wouldn't last another 2 years. He wouldn't last 24 months. You know, let's go deeper, right? Because we all know about Family Matters, Big Salute, you know, The Cosby Show, all of these shows, right? Different World. We all know about these shows. But I want to direct y'all into a movie that to this day is still fire, and it was a movie that scared the industry into going into the way we are now. This movie scared the industry and started the chain reaction to never making these type of movies again and only going towards Boys in the Hood, Power, The Life of Kanan, BMF, Menace to Society, etc. Boomerang. Now this is in my top 5 greatest movies of all time. The movie is called Boomerang. It was produced and it was put out there by Eddie Murphy. And it was a movie where it depicted black men and women in New York City as business execs and executives and CEOs of whole departments in these companies out there in New York City. And they were highly successful. They was living in penthouses. You know what I'm saying? You got Robin Givens. You got Tisha Campbell. You got Holly Berry. You got the beautiful, I'm talking the baddest black women in Hollywood as execs, in respectable black women, you know, CEOs and business women that's getting money, they doing their thing, but they covered up, they respectable. One of my favorite movies, Martin Lawrence, David Allen Greer, Eddie Murphy, etc. and they shit on that movie because they didn't like the fact that we were being depicted in those lights. And I don't want to be long-winded, but what I'm saying is you got a dude like 50 Cent with his own production studio. You got a dude like Tyler Perry with his own production studio producing this type of content in regards to the black culture, in regards to black people, and you ain't asked yourself why? Big salute to Boomerang. I love that movie. We watched 50 Cent go from a victim to a fucking worker. From a victim to a puppet. 50 Cent was always a victim in my eyes. They shot his ass up. He got rich off the image in the narrative of somebody putting 9 bullet holes in his ass, respectfully. And now you promote another documentary. We already let you slide with the documentary about Diddy, and I'm not protecting Diddy, and Diddy's a nasty man, but brother, you come on, niggas, you crazy? That shit was police activity, and now you want to do another one when you could literally be changing the narrative and changing the trajectory of how the ghetto is viewed, my G, the way the ghetto is looked upon. You could be changing. You could actually be powerful. But see, a dude like 50 can't be powerful. You can't even get your own son to fall under your wing. All that money and shit, take it all away. And we got that same dude with the nappy fro on the beach with a straight porn star that he's in love with, that he's coming in, he's having babies with, a fucking sex worker. My bad. You know what? I digress. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be, and there's no way around this. This industry, it's nasty work. Somebody get in 50 ear, tell him we don't need no another documentary, nigga. We good on that. Somebody get in 50 ear, tell him we don't need that. Now, on a lighter note, right? Because I the higher ups and the elites, they watch, they pay attention. I wanna lighten the load real quick with this, and it's something that's been on my mind. Still got something to do with 50 Cent, but I want to kind of connect some dots. Now, 50 got into a beef with T.I. We all know that. T.I. responds. He does some diss records. His sons do diss records. And we see 50 Cent backed into a corner. Now, a conversation was had recently about all the rappers in New York City becoming podcasters, becoming content creators on YouTube or Netflix, etc. And Tony Yayo and Uncle Murda are a part of that category. They are a part of that group, right? And it really stood out to me that Tony Yayo and Uncle Murda always got cock on their breath when 50 Cent name is brought up. They always on their knees with their knee pads on when 50 Cent's name is brought up, right? But when it came down to a beef, lyrical warfare, Tony Yayo or Uncle Murda didn't step foot in the booth. They didn't go in the booth. They didn't rap. They didn't tap. They didn't defend. They didn't get in there for their homie. They didn't put no song together. They didn't get on the song together. They didn't go at T.I. They didn't go at his sons. What they did was they got on YouTube and they was doing podcasts. And nobody spoke about this. I didn't see nobody connecting the dots or even have enough wherewithal to even speak on this. But instead of Uncle Murda, Learjet Lenny and Tony Yayo getting in the booth and defending the G-Unit brand, at least, right? They up here making content and doing fucking trash-ass podcasts, okay? And that right there should shine a light on the type of guy that 50 Cent is. Notice that 50 Cent always falls out with like some of the realest dudes around him. Lloyd Banks, Game, etc., right? You think you would have had to ask Lloyd Banks to get in the booth with this situation with TIP? Okay. All right, keep your eyes on the road. All right, love you. You think the game would have waited to respond to T.I.? You think the game would have needed 50 Cent to give him a okay or a green light? Lloyd Banks in the game would have went directly at the situation like they were supposed to do. But because they are not yes men, because they are not on their knees glazing 50 Cent, they can't be around 50 Cent. But guess who 50 Cent got around him? Tony Yayo, Uncle Murda. Here's my advice to those guys. Y'all would have been better off getting in the booth and responding to T.I. and then doing content. We would have wanted to hear what you had to say when we saw y'all engaging in a war for G-Unit. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Every time y'all get on a podcast or y'all do an interview, y'all got cock on your breath. Y'all got 50 name in your mouth. But when it's time to respond to T.I., his sons, when it's time to get in the booth, you dudes is quiet as church mouse. I told you these rappers are actors. And big salute to the game and big salute, you know, to Lloyd Banks, wherever he's at, man, because I know for a fact Lloyd Banks would have went to work in that booth. You got T.I. and his son. His son King is trash with the rap. I salute to Damani. I like that little joint he did, but Banks could have put those fires out real easy. The game would have put those fires out easy. Yeah, Damani and Lil King, they wouldn't have been getting back in the booth after the game, and Lloyd Banks would have said what they needed to say. Nasty work, man. We don't need no more you New York. Let me tell you something. You New York rap niggas, we don't need no more of those podcasts. We good, homie. Respectfully, you know what I mean? Y'all got a couple of through the door, the Joe and Jada, you know, Drink Champs. Y'all got a couple through the door. We don't need no more. Respectfully, we don't need no more of you niggas turning podcasters. You got Joe Buttons in there. We don't need no more. And the nasty part about it is y'all are still able to rap. There is no excuse why Tony Yayo and Uncle Murda didn't get in the booth and put something out there. Hey, Uncle Murda, the yearly wrap up, we tired of that shit. We would have rather heard you go to war. We don't need you wrapping up the years no more. Why didn't you go at T.I.? Why didn't you get in the booth? Tony Yayo, we don't need you glazing 50 Cent. We know he's successful. We know he put you on. We know all of that. Get off his nuts. Your ass should have gotten the booth and you should have did something about that. You should have said something about that. We want to hear lyrical content. Why I gotta be the one to say this? It's always a little homie from the South. It's always a little homie from VA that gotta put y'all in y'all place and tell y'all the truth while y'all sitting around lying to each other, acting like it is what it is and it ain't what it ain't when we ain't with it. We don't need no more of you. You dudes are able to rap. Look at what the Clips did. Big salute to Pusha T and Malice. Look at what the Clips did with a Grammy award-winning album at their age. At this old age, they were able to produce a Grammy award-winning album. Let God sort them out. Straight out of the 757. Oh, straight out of Virginia. Big salute to them. That's a prime example that you don't gotta be a podcaster. You can still get in the booth and you can still rap. I don't know what's going on, but I want to say this. All of you dudes are able-bodied rappers. Jadakiss. Jadakiss, is a lot going on and it's a lot of talk about you never dropping a classic album. You understand? And I gotta put this out there. Being somebody that grew up through the locks, Bad Boy, the whole Rough Rider situation, you know, watching Jadakiss go solo, I grew up through all of that. I was present. You have no classic albums. Jadakiss has no classic albums. Jadakiss has great bodies of work, amazing bodies of work, no classic albums. Okay, and I want to speak to that too, because again, I see a lot of people chopping it up about that. A lot of people speaking to that. And I want to tell you why Jadakiss does not have a classic album. He has amazing bodies of work, no classic albums. I want to tell y'all why. Nobody spoke about this. That's why y'all here at Grown Man Business TV. All right. The reason why Jadakiss does not have one classic album is because his albums lack consistency. Oh yeah, let's talk about this. His albums lack consistency. You understand? You know, when Jadakiss was doing music, the big thing in the music industry and hip hop was to get all of the super producers to produce songs on your album. So Jadakiss, you know, Kiss the Game Goodbye, Long Kiss Goodnight, all of these albums, they all had all of the super producers, you know, the Clips. I mean, you know, Pharrell Williams, the Neptunes, Timbaland, right? Premier, all of these, you know, Dr. Dre, all of these super producers would just throw songs on Jadakiss's albums, but there was never any consistency. So that's why Jada doesn't have a classic album. It's not because he doesn't have fire music or amazing songs or great bodies of work, but there is just songs thrown on the album. You know, you got a song from Dre, you got a song from Pharrell, you got a song from Timbaland, you got a song from Premier. The only thing that was ever consistent about Jadakiss's albums was the titles of the album. You know, the name of the album. You know, Kiss the Game Goodbye, Long Kiss Goodnight. We always knew that there was going to be some reference to a kiss. That's the only things that was consistent. Everything else was just songs thrown around. You know, you got Knock Yourself Out, you got Discipline, you got all of these hot songs with no consistency. Now, let me give you an example of a consistent album. An album with multiple different producers, but a certain consistency, a classic consistency. Life After Death. Salute to B.I.G. Life After Death is a classic album. But if you remember listening to Life After Death, you will remember a certain consistency throughout the album. You had Premier, you had Havoc, you had all of these different producers on that album, but it was you could listen to it straight through, and then certain skits and certain interludes would bring you back to the consistency and the idea that this album is about life after death. You get the party songs, you get the storytelling, you get the abstract songs like, you know, Bone and Biggie, you get to switching up the flows, but we always knew that this song was life after death. This album, Jada doesn't have that. And instead of being a podcaster, Jada, you could get into the booth right now as an active artist, a respected rapper. We respect you as a rapper. We respect your lyricism. We respect your craft. And you can get with a producer that can give you a consistency. We already know you could rap. We already know you could put hot songs and important lyrics, and we already know you got every tool in the tool shed. But you need a consistent album, bro. Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt. From start to finish, you know what I'm saying? You Can't Knock the Hustle, Dead Presidents, Can I Live, The Evils. It's a consistency in that album of hustler talk. We know that it's leading us into, you know, that next song is gonna, and Jay got that, you know, it's a consistency that makes an album. And I want to tell y'all, and I want to give a big salute to this one guy who has a legendary run of making consistent albums. P. Diddy. Oh, This where it get deep at, right? Nobody's connecting the dots like this, but P. Diddy, for a long time, people asked the question, what does P. Diddy do? He doesn't make beats. You know what I'm saying? He's not a rapper, but for some reason, somehow, some way, he's always in the studio with his hands in the pot when it comes to an album. It's because P. Diddy is the one who makes the album consistent. He brings a consistency. He knows how to pick certain records, line certain records up, you know, one by one to make the album consistent. So Diddy don't gotta make a beat. He ain't gotta rap one lyric, but his input is highly recommended. It is highly needed because he knows he can hear the classic. He can hear what songs need to be next to each other to make this album a classic. You can't just throw a bunch of fucking classic songs on an album. It's not going to make a classic album because it needs to be lined up. You know who else does that? Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre makes beats as well, but imagine if Doc didn't make one beat on an album. People still bring their music and their albums for Dr. Dre to listen to because he can hear certain frequencies in the music. He can hear things that you can't. So they'll bring that album to Dr. Dre, and just for his expertise on how to line up the music, how to put the songs together. And that will contribute to it being a classic album. Jadakiss has no classic albums, my G. He got a lot of amazing songs, and he has great bodies of work, but he has no classic albums. Irv Gotti, amazing. I'm glad you said that. R.I.P. to one of the GOATs. Just like Dre, Irv Gotti actually made beats, but that was his only expertise. If Irv Gotti didn't make a beat on your album, one of his strong points was hearing the music and creating a classic lineup. So Irv Gotti, P. Diddy, and Dr. Dre, but P. Diddy above all because Diddy doesn't make beats. He doesn't make actual tracks. But so his whole shit is hearing the classic, setting it all up. I say all that to say this. Again, Jada, you do not have a classic album, and we would rather hear you attempt a classic album than sitting next to, you know, Cap Joe. When you are still able and you are still in a position physically and mentally where you can go in the booth and you can give us more classic music. We would love that more than Joe and Jada. Respectfully. Nasty work that all of you dudes that are still able to rap are sitting behind desks trying to create content, trying to do what we do. Salute to the Clips for putting that out there. Salute to the Clips for doing that. Much needed, man. We needed to see some old heads give back to the game. Give some game to the youngsters. So yeah, again, Jada don't have no classic album. And I grew up through all of his solo runs. Every solo album Jada dropped, I was present. I was outside. I was able. I was driving. I had a CD player. I went and got every album. By your side, I know you find a way. Like, he got amazing music. It takes me long going to the building. It takes me on. Give it off the top, or if it takes me long, I'm still by your side. The answer's plenty. If you handling money, you can't be stingy. And if you handling Benjamins, you can't be stingy. Most likely Grants and Benjis, but you better keep them by your side. Not a classic album. Far from it. All right, big salute to the chat, man. Last but not least, I want to speak to one more thing. And I'm just going to speak to these things as I'm doing, because I'm more than likely going to clip it up, make some pre-recorded videos. You know, Little Yachty, right? He said that the music in the 90s was trash. Okay. And then a week or two after he proceeds to say that, he drops a freestyle. And I just want to say, man, you know, this is not a debate. Like, Lil Yachty does not have any opinion on what hip hop is, if it was trash or if it was not. Lil Yachty shouldn't be able to speak on nobody's lyrics. I don't care if it's you know, the hip, the hop, the hippie. I don't care what it is. Lil Yachty is so garbage with the music. His opinion does not have any weight or hold any. He don't have no leverage. And I think somebody should have told him that, man. Yeah, I'm not going to play his freestyle because I don't want nobody to do nothing. But, brother, it's cold in Minnesota. It's cold in Minnesota. Hey, bro, get your get your mumble rapping ass out of here talking about what's trash and what's not when you've been garbage from the jump. Garbage, trash can juice. Yeah, somebody go listen to the song It's Cold in Minnesota by Lil Yachty and tell me it's cold in Minnesota. Hey, bro, get your boy. Hey, I'm gonna tell you, boy, you Lil Uzi Vert, you little niggas. I wish it was the 90s. I wish it was the 90s because the Wu-Tang Clan would have ran down and put hand and feet. Raekwon and the Chef and Ghostface Killer, they would have ran down on you little dudes and put hand and feet on you. Yeah, for all that. I wish it was the 90s. Method Man expected that and ODB. Philadelphia, y'all should be ashamed. Y'all should be ashamed that Lil Uzi Vert came from Philadelphia. And I don't know, I ain't gonna speak long on this, but the fact that y'all don't speak on Lil Uzi Vert, I don't respect. I lost a lot of respect for a lot of y'all. Lil Uzi Vert is from Philadelphia. State property. Yeah. Yeah, Gilly and Wallow. Yeah. Yeah, Lil Uzi Vert. I ain't gonna speak long to that. But dudes like Lil Yachty and Lil Uzi Vert, they don't get to have no opinion on what hip-hop is and what hip-hop isn't. That is not hip-hop. What they do is not hip-hop. That is some whole other subgenre of music that is not hip-hop. Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, Lil Uzi Vert is from the slums. He's from the slums of Philadelphia. Yeah. And you don't hear Oceano and Sparks. You don't hear Beanie. You don't hear none of these niggas address that fruity ass shit he be doing. Nobody says anything. Nasty work, man. So listen, we might go back live tonight. We might go back live tonight for sure. You know, I'm noticing how, you know, the higher ups are playing with the channel and what they're doing as far as the algorithm. So, you know, you got to switch it up sometimes. That's why I went live a little bit earlier today, and the numbers show that was a good move. You know what I'm saying? I normally like to go live a little bit later, but it seemed like late at night they play with the algorithm and they play with the you know, they play with the internet. You know what I'm saying? They do a lot of work against this channel. So me switching it up like I did today is showing the real numbers. Big salute to everybody that's in the chat. Big salute to everybody that's engaging with the channel. Hit the like button while y'all in here. So I just wanted to put that out there to keep your notification. Make sure your notification bells are on. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. There is no telling when I am going to jump in the algorithm and do what I do. You know what I'm saying? Just know when I do it, be ready, be able to know that if you don't catch the actual live, you can. The replay game is awesome. The engagement is awesome. And you know, we're gonna keep doing what we doing. Man, 50 Cent has become the industry's biggest cornball, the biggest corn on the cob right now. There's no other corn on the cob in the industry, you know, that's on 50 Cent's level. And that's respectfully, man, because it hurts my heart to see 50, in a position he's in, acting the way he's acting. I never thought, somebody would have told me in the early 2000s that this would be what 50 Cent becomes. I would not have believed it. You know what I'm saying? Not fifth. You talking about fifth? You talking about guess who's back? You talking about get rich or die trying? Nah, I had to see it to believe it. And it's actually happening in real life. And it's so telling. It's so revealing. You understand what I'm saying? Because you see the game get out the way. You see Lloyd Banks get out the way. You see Bang 'em Up Smurf get out the way. You see all these real niggas end up getting out of the way when it come to 50 Cent. And for a long time, you think that they had to have done something wrong. Shy Money, all of these dudes end up in bad terms with 50. And in due time, what is revealed is that 50, he got like sucker ways to him, respectfully. You know what I'm saying? He got cornball ways. And the way he is can rub real niggas the wrong way. The way he is could push real niggas away. Ain't no way Lloyd Banks and 50 ain't supposed to be on the same page. Ain't no way Lloyd, a nigga like Lloyd Banks wouldn't have felt obligated to jump into this situation with T.I. and his sons and handle that for a nigga like 50. Ain't no way it's supposed to went down like that. But it did, because 50 is who he is. This is the real 50 Cent right here. Right here. Look. This is the real 50 right here. This is really him right here. Look, that's really him right here. This is really Fifth. All right, so yeah, I just needed to put that out there. I just wanted that to be in the forefront of all of this. You know what I'm saying? It's nasty work. It's not the culture. This is not the culture. Documentaries and all that. Police work, my nigga, nasty. And New Yorkers should have really stepped on that all the way back in Ghetto Quran. Instead of acting like that shit was a part of the game, instead of acting like Ghetto Quran was harmless, instead of acting like he didn't do exactly what he did on Ghetto Quran, y'all should have addressed that. Y'all should have really shunned that. Y'all should have really stepped on that. That was disgusting. But instead, we make excuses, right? He got money. He got success. He got fame and fortune. So the excuses are made. The bias comes in. And now we end up where we at right now, where we got a dude like 50 Cent making documentaries and also making content and series and TV shows degrading and just further destroying even just the image of what we really are, who we really are. It's nasty, bro. Get your money and all that. Respectfully, I ain't hating. I ain't got no hate in my blood. Trust me, I wouldn't trade places with that nigga. I'm good. I'm good where I'm at. I get it how I get it. But one thing for sure, two things for certain, that shit ain't going on. It ain't gonna happen that way ever. Yeah, the biggest cornball in the industry right now, we looking right at him. 50 Curtis Mayfield Jackson. That's right there. Just, I like how that sounds. It feels right. Curtis Mayfield Jackson. Yeah. Yeah, your middle name is Mayfield, nigga. Respectfully. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, 50 is attempting to do a documentary on T.I., and we all going to sit back and see how this unfolds. I would suggest T.I., we no longer need you to be T.I.P. We already know you could rap. Your song is viral. You've been doing your thing. It's time to transform into Clifford Harrison. Clifford Harrison. That's who you need to turn into. It's time to get in your goddamn Crime Watchers commercial, and you need to get into that bag right there. It is no longer a culture situation. That is no longer a versus situation. This is now dry snitching and police work. Okay, and I know a lot of rappers and a lot of artists that wouldn't be comfortable engaging in dry snitching and police work. But T.I., you ain't one of those guys. You have been involved with the police. I don't know exactly. I'm just saying, I don't know exactly what you did and what you didn't do. But you did do a Crime Watchers commercial. You, Gunna, y'all niggas did Crime Watchers commercials. It's time to be him. Clifford Harrison. Oh, you want to go to war? Turn into Clifford Harrison. And you make a documentary about 50. The same way he wanted to make y'all make documentaries about each other. Yeah. Yeah, we don't want to. Listen. We don't need you to rap no more. Documentary for documentary. Yeah. Yeah. Doc for doc. Yeah, that's what I suggest you do, Tip. Tip, go documentary for documentary, nigga. Yeah, you drop a doc, I'ma drop a doc. Yeah, you drop a part 2, I'ma drop a part 2. Bitch, we could run these documentaries. We can get documentaried up. Oh yeah, this shit can get good now. Doc for doc. Oh, this shit, boy, listen to me. I will watch each documentary respectfully. I'm gonna watch 50 Cent documentary. I'm gonna watch T.I.'s documentary, and I'm gonna pop some popcorn, bitch. Let's go viral. Y'all can go viral. Documentary for documentary. Yes. I'm gonna close with that, Tip. We don't need you in the booth. Fuck the booth. Tell your sons, get out the motherfucking way. Tell Lil King, get out the way. Tell Damani, get out the way. Tell your son Jimi Hendrix, I don't know his name. Jimi Hendrix Jr., get your ass out the way. We don't want no more songs from you niggas. Tell your daddy to get in that mother. Your daddy an actor now. He was in T.I.P. was in he was in Cat, what's that movie? Chasers. He was in one of the movie Chasers, American Gangster. He was on Family Hustle, the TV show. T.I.P. is a ATL. T.I.P. been all over the goddamn movies. T.I.P. is time to turn into Clifford Harrison Takers. It's time to be an actor now. It's time to get into your Clifford Harrison bag. Fuck it. Don't let 50 Cent play with you like that, nigga. Documentary for documentary. I would like to see that. Okay? No. Somebody get that to Clifford. Tell him I said it. I said what I said. I'm not gonna call you T.I. no more. Call your ass Clifford, the big red-nosed dog. Yeah. Clifford the red-nosed. Yeah, that's you. Curtis Mayfield Jackson and Clifford the big red-nosed dog. Yeah. There it is. Big salute to the chat. Big salute to the chat. All right. So you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? Now listen, man. You can tap in and you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest. And I suggest you tap in. Listen, man. I suggest you tap into this grown man business. I suggest you tap into this grown man content at all times. You already know what it is. Straight off the brick into the bottles. Straight off the brick into the bottles. Straight, raw, pure, uncut, no extras, no preservatives. We not sugarcoating nothing and we not dressing nothing up. I'm only here to give you this game straight, raw, my G. Pure dope, straight off the bricks into the bottles. Nothing more, nothing less. All right? Yeah. We ain't, listen, ain't no fentanyl, no baking soda, no quinine. We ain't water whipping this dope and we ain't counter whipping this dope. It's straight off the brick into the bottles. That's the only way I'm gonna give you this pure dope. This is the purest dope on YouTube. There is no other lane. There is no other avenue. There is no other channel with this pure dope. Everything else is stepped on. It's been stepped on. They tap dancing on the content. They sugarcoating the content. They putting baking soda all over the goddamn content. Swagger bagger, lobster and shrimp. Yeah, they serving your ass bags of Reggie Miller out here in these YouTube streets. Did you know that? Yeah, you tap on one of these channels and you get a fresh bag of Reginald Miller. Reggie Miller. And you come to Grown Man Business TV, oh, it's pure dope. Yeah, right off the brick into the bottles. Be easy. Don't overdose. Take your time. 50 Cent has become the biggest cornball in the industry. Not only is he the biggest corn on the cob, but he has actually become one of the biggest workers for the higher ups and the elites. And they got you working in all different type of ways, Fifth. I ain't gonna lie. They got your ass, yeah, they got you like a pretzel. They got your ass bent up like the figure 4. You're attacking your own people. You're doing documentaries. You're making these goddamn detrimental ass shows. You're doing all type of work. I mean, you working hard. You're selling alcohol, Branson, cognac. You're doing all type of shit. They got your motherfucking ass working overtime. That might be another, I might do a live stream on that. It's a reason why you working overtime. They're going to run your ass up until it's time to tear you down. Oh, you think you, my bad, Fifth, my bad. You think you above Jay-Z. You think you above P. Diddy. You think you above all of that. You're not. They're going to run you up till it's time to tear you down. All right? In between time, you're doing a lot of police activity. You're doing a lot of fucking Fed work. Curtis Mayfield Jackson. With that being said, man, you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? Now listen, man. You can tap in or you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest, and I suggest you tap in.